Hello everyone.
Hello, morning, Sam.
Morning, morning. So Ash, Anaga, Prahati. We are still 5 minutes early, so let's give another 5 minutes. Then we can
Okay.
start today's session.
I'm not sure if I'm audible. Hello, Sam. Good afternoon.
Yeah, hi, Anaga.
Okay.
Hi, Sham.
I'm struggling with this. Okay.
Ash, I can hear you.
Hi. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon. Gauri is joining, so I just admitted her. Hello, Gauri. Okay, welcome to the mentoring session today. So I hope you guys are doing good. Family and everyone is safe. So I just want to have a quick update from each of you what you guys have done since last 2 weeks based on the actions which we set up after having the initial session. So I will start with Anaga.
Yeah. So from last 2 weeks, I have given a quick read on the script that has been given to us and tried to find, I have few questions here and there, which I would like to discuss with you. With regards to CV, I haven't finalized my CV yet, in the process of doing it. And yeah, I wanted to ask you if I can put in some T codes in the CV, or will it look more technical?
No,
So,
you can't put T code on the seat. No.
okay. Yeah, so I'm in the process of finalizing my CV and will be submitting it very soon to you.
Okay. In terms of end to end configuration? Have you done it? I mean,
Yes, I have done multiple times, and I'm also attending regular sessions. So
okay.
every time I attend the sessions, the concepts are getting more clearer and clearer. So yeah.
Also, I have shared one PDF on the group about the interview questions which are related to HANA. So, when anybody had a chance to read that document as well?
Yeah, I had given a quick read to it as well. Yeah, still everything is in process. So
Okay.
the first read is over. I mean, I have overviewed everything to begin with. Yeah.
Anika, remind me where you are currently working?
I'm working with TJG, Total Jobs Group,
Total Jobs Group.
as an accounts payable. Yeah, in accounts payable.
Okay. That's good. And what software you're using there?
Oracle.
Oracle.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, thank you, Anika. How about you, Ash?
Yeah, hi, Sam. Yeah, I did one end-to-end configuration, and I could do one more, just half, one company more, but up to the half. I sent my CV to you, the draft.
Yeah.
I have read that script. I mean, I'm reading it every day, at least for half an hour or so. So just keep reading, and yeah, that's it.
Okay. So you have done the draft version, you have done end-to-end life cycle, and you are reading the script. Right,
Yeah.
that's great. Have you read?
The PDF we are, sorry, the PDF we are, you just said that you shared. I think I missed it. I will double check the group.
It's there on the
But
group, yeah.
yeah, I'm reading script every day, at least twice or thrice.
Okay.
And you must have received my CV as well.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. And still just practicing on the system. I did one at company already and doing other on halfway.
Right. That's great. So you are practicing on S4 HANA, right?
Yeah.
But we had some technical issues since last 3-4 days, right? So have you witnessed any
No,
issues?
not the last. I completed one company last week, and the other company on halfway. So I didn't do anything in last 4 5 days on the system.
Okay.
I thought we were meeting last week, so I finished one company already last week
Yes.
before Sunday.
No, we will have fortnight sessions instead of weekly session.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. How about you, Gauri?
Yeah, hi Sam. Um, I'm going through the script, and I have done end-to-end implementation. I mean, not completely finished for another company code, but I have gone. I mean, asset accounting and EPC, that those bits are left, but I will get that done. And as for yeah, CV, I have already sent it to you. I do have few questions about what I have put down on the CV, and few of the interview questions also. I think I have sent you three. Fourth one I got bit stuck. Uh, so yeah, I would like to discuss that with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. That's not a
And the
problem.
script, yeah.
Script. So when you see interview questions, they are from the script, right?
Yes, yeah. Those questions are from the script, but I was just preparing how I will answer it to those, and then I got stuck out those, um, how you will, what, let me open the.
Right. Your voice
I
is
think,
breaking. Sorry.
Hello?
Yeah, now you're audible.
Yeah, so I think I just got stuck at what issues will you did you face during the implementation? I wasn't 100% sure how to answer that one.
What
Um,
issues, or you mean
yeah,
what challenges?
what challenges? Sorry, yeah, what challenges did you face during implementation? Yeah. So I
Okay.
mean, from the script, I did read that, but just wanted to check if anything else we can add in there and how we can describe that.
Right. I mean, okay, that's fine. We will discuss those things. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. How about you, Pradeep?
Sorry,
Prabhadeep?
Sam.
Yeah, hi.
Sorry. Before we move on, the interview questions for Hannah you sent, I don't seem to. I mean, is that the same thing that Jai had sent? Because Jai had sent us interview questions for PICO. I don't seem to have seen any as for Hannah questionnaire.
Is there on the group? I will reshare it.
Is it on the new group or our group?
This is on the same group where I'm publishing this one.
Where we are chatting.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll go through it again. If I can't find, I'll get in touch with you.
that's fine. Anyway, I'll reshare it. Not a problem.
Okay, thank you.
Prabhadeep, what's going on? Hello? Hello, Prabhadeep? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, Sam?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm doing one end-to-end configuration. I haven't completed it yet, and done those 8 questions on the scripts, and I haven't done my CV yet. I will do it in next few days.
Okay. That's great. Not a problem.
Uh,
Yeah, go on. Go on, Pradeep. You're saying something?
sorry.
You were saying something?
Yes. I said I'm still doing one end-to-end configuration,
Okay.
and I've done the 8 questions which you have given us from the script. I've done it thoroughly, and I haven't done my CV because I'm get I like I if someone has already done, I want to have a look if someone can send. Yeah, because
No, don't worry about it. It's a draft version, right? So put all
yeah.
your efforts, right? And yeah, do your own research using internet
Okay, that's fine.
and send me whatever you have prepared. Yeah,
Okay, thank you so
no problem.
much.
Hi, Gagan. Now it's your turn. What's going on? What you been doing?
Hi, Sam. I'm
Hi.
audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I've gone through the 8 questions. I've shared some draft version of my profile with you, and
Yes.
configuration also almost half I'm done. So yeah, that's where I stand.
When you say
Yeah,
half, how far you went?
half I will say I was doing this asset accounting and all these things for that. I have to do them.
Okay. Okay. And you have started reading those first 8 questions.
Yeah, we've gone through the first 8.
That's great. That's great.
Shared my profile. I hope you have received it.
Yeah, I have.
I need to discuss with you how to tweak it and all that.
That's fine. We will have that discussion on one-on-one basis. Yeah,
Sure.
no problem. Hi, Urushi.
Hi Sam,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's going on?
Yeah, just applying and waiting for the new opportunity.
How's the market?
market, well, all the consultant, they are saying, I received 2-3 calls and they said that it is picking up. Are you still available? But I don't see that many jobs. So I think they're collecting data at the moment because it will go up in a month's time. So, but yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it.
Okay, that's great. Hopefully, the market should improve. If not in August, I mean, August it should improve. August, September, at least things
Yeah,
should get back
yeah,
to normal, hopefully.
yeah. Let's see.
Excuse me. So, yeah. So, in terms of your preparation, what you are doing currently?
So currently I'm preparing the script, and when I get chance, I do the configuration and attend the classes. So
Okay.
connected with the concepts and all.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So we will talk about those 8 questions today, which we have on the script, right? But before we do that, what I want to quickly discuss what we discussed on the last sessions, the milestones we have and the USP we have, right? So the milestones are you guys are trained on S/4HANA system. Most of you are certified, which is a good thing, right? You are quite hands-on. You have done the recent end-to-end configuration, or you are in the process of it, right? You have already started working on your CV, and you have your script, which you are preparing, right? Now, before we have the next session, I will roll out my mobile application where you can rehearse your interview questions as well. Previously, we had a Windows version of that software, but it had some issues. So we are still trying to fix it. But now we are going to launch an Android mobile application. So hopefully within a week's time, I should be able to give you access to that, and you can register and you can choose the interview and you can rehearse your interview. So that is the idea. Now, yeah, going back to the milestones. Yes, you guys have done certification. We are having mentoring session. We have a script. What I heard from previous students, the script covers 80 to 100% questions on the interview which they have faced. So, which is a good thing to hear. Now, so with this, these are all our milestones. So you had a classroom-based training, you are certified, you will have a decent CV with some experience, right? At the same time, you will have a script, we will have these mentoring sessions, then we'll have some interview rehearsals. So these are all the milestones. The USPs we have is you guys are two biggest USP is you guys are immediately available in many cases, if not all cases, and if you are ready to relocate. That is also a USP, right? One of the milestone which is an USP is we have a very powerful script. We have our own interview rehearsal tool and these mentoring sessions. Right? So these are all our USPs. Now, one thing I would like to add here is, apart from that, what a person needs is little bit of proactiveness in order to get a job in SAP. So when I say proactiveness means, let's say some role has been published on JobServe or LinkedIn or in Indeed or a CV library or Total Job, you name it, right? So you should be hitting that job in a matter of 2 to 4 hours, not later than that, right? What it means is you have to frequently refresh. You can have your mobile application, you can, right, and quickly refresh it. If the job has been advertised, you should apply for that role. The idea is more or less, I mean, these recruitment agents, they are more keen to forward as many CVs or profiles as possible in a matter of 24 hours or on the same day, right, to impress the client, right? Or client is in need of those profiles. maybe if they have any niche requirement, then they might have to spend more time to find those candidates. If they're looking for specific thing, that's a different thing altogether. But what we can do, if the role has been advertised, you can go through the job specification, find out what exactly they are looking for. Accordingly, you can tweak your CV. When I say tweak your CV, don't change your experience. You can always change what you have done in your CV, right? So add bullet points similar to what they are looking for, right? The other thing I would like to tell you is which people have done in the past. I can suggest you, it's entirely up to you whether it suits you or not. But see, what if you find in a job description something which is completely new, say for like the client is looking for someone who has got a decent knowledge of SAP credit management, which is a functionality within SAP FICO, which very few companies are using it. In HANA, it's slightly different, right? So let's say I'm just using this as an example. It can be anything. So what you can do is you can spend 2 hours or 2 or 3 hours just doing a quick research what this functionality is, right? What it involves, what sort of screen, what it does, what are the benefits, right? What kind of issues are occurring. So do your own research, conclude whatever you have learned in last 2 to 3 hours, make some bullet points, add that in your CV, right? You don't have to know everything about it, but at least now you have some knowledge so that you can talk with the recruiter about the same, or you can add few bullet points in your CV. So little amount of proactiveness always helps. So if you have those bullet points in your CV, and if you are sending the CV to the candidate, to the client or a recruitment agency, wait for them to reply. With, if you don't get a reply within an hour, you should get their contact detail. Say, for instance, the contact details are not shared with the job description. You can always find out the recruitment agency name from their logo or from their detail, right? And then you can Google it for the recruitment agency. You can find their website where you can find their contact details. Then you need to call them, right? And you can speak with the person saying that I have already forwarded my CV for the advertised position. If you get me to the interview stage, I will do my best or I won't let you down, right? So these sort of little proactiveness always helps, right? Because you can't be a moody candidate, right? Where you are only searching jobs maybe twice a week, right? Where you are applying for a job which has been published 4 or 5 days ago. Your chances, you might be the best candidate for that job, for an example, right? But you won't get that job because you're already too late for that job. So this sort of thing is also needed. Also, you can have a regular communication with recruitment agency, right? Because people have a short memory. If you are constantly getting in touch with the recruitment agency, let's say if you are giving a casual call to them on a Friday afternoon saying like, is there any plan for the weekend or whatever you want to discuss, and then you can say that if anything comes up, please do consider me. I'm here, I'm available, I'm looking for a change, right? So they will remember you, right? When the next requirement comes, they will have that recent memory stored in their brain. So they will give you an opportunity to apply for that role. They will shortlist your profile, right? So we can't afford to leave any stone unturned, right? We have to explore different avenues. So just to sum up what I have just said in last 15-20 minutes. So do remember your milestone. Do remember your USPs, and you have to be a little bit proactive or passionate about your job hunting, right? The most The other most important thing is your rehearsal. Sometimes you think you know your answer in your head, but I would strongly advise you do your rehearsal. That can do a magic, right? So with this, I will share a document. I think I have already shared a document. You can see the document in front of your screen. Hello?
Yeah, we can see. Yeah.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah. I hope everybody is
Yeah,
awake.
Yeah.
They had a nice cup of tea or coffee. You're not falling asleep. Right? Sam is going to share a recording anyway. So let's have a power nap,
I'm not able to see. Are you sharing anything at the moment, Sam?
It's the Word document has been shared.
I think I'm not able to see it. I'll log out and log back in. Let me see.
Okay. Yeah, I will wait for you. No problem. Hello?
Yeah, Sam, give it a few minutes.
Or you can open your script, which has already been shared with you, the Word document.
Yes, Sam, I can see it now.
So you can see it now. That's
Yeah.
great. Perfect. So we will talk about first 8 questions. So I need volunteers. So who would answer question number 1, the simple structured introduction about you as a consultant with all your bells and whistles, right? Who would like to attempt the first question? Who want to give it?
generic or SAP?
I'll go.
Sorry?
I can go for it.
Hello? I can't hear you.
Hi, Sam. I said I can go for it.
Yeah. Please go for it. So as if like I am the client, I am the recruiter, I am asking you, right? Can you please explain your journey as a SAP FICO consultant? So how you will introduce yourself?
Okay. Um, Hi, I'm Gauri Patil. I'm certified S/4HANA Application Associate. I have more than 3 years of experience working as FICO analyst. I have done end-to-end implementation as per ASAP methodology, where my responsibilities were to gather requirements from different departments, writing functional specifications, configuration, testing, and cutover activity. I have worked on process improvement projects like P2P, O2C. I'm well versed with change management and support management processes. I have very good knowledge of writing LSMW, Wind Shuttle scripts, and Wind Shuttle queries. Excellent team player with interpersonal skills. I have resolved day-to-day support issues in second and third line support and change requests as well.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So what I would say is when you give an introduction, right, you need to explain, you have to engage with that person. This is what it seems like you're speaking from your brain, right? You are desperately trying to get the information from your brain so that you can speak, right? So we need to explain as if like we are naturally having a conversation with someone, right, to the recruiter, and explain in a structured manner right? So obviously it's a learning curve. I'm not trying to criticize you. We all are learning from each other, right? So don't feel bad if I
Yeah.
correct anyone here, right?
No, no, yeah.
Yeah. So the idea is to be as natural as possible, right? As if like you're storytelling or talking with a friend or someone, right? So anybody else would like to attempt this? That was a good answer to begin with, definitely. But anybody else wants to attempt this?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would like to give it a go, Sam.
Yeah, that's fine. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, I am Anagha. I'm a certified consultant in S4HANA. I have done, I've got over 5 years of experience working in SAP FICO. I have also implemented few projects on ECC6, and I have recently implemented a project in S4HANA. I have an experience in Activate as well as a SAP methodologies. I have worked in different time zones, and yeah, I'm not well prepared, but I'm just trying to.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah, I have done multiple projects, and I have a good knowledge. In my previous project, I have implemented almost all the modules in FICO, like GL, AR, AP, banking, and in controlling, I have implemented modules like cost element accounting, profit center accounting, cost center accounting. I have also implemented COPA in my past projects, and it was a bit of a challenge while implementing COPA.
Okay.
So my recent project is S4 HANA, which is quite interesting, and I have found that it has got many advancements as compared to ECC6. In a nutshell, it has made life very easy. After having experience implementing ECC6 projects, I've implemented around 2 end-to-end life cycles using different methodologies like ASAP and Activate.
Okay.
And yeah, I won't be able to extend it because I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's great. I mean, that's great to begin with, right? So the good thing was it was structured, or it was more natural, though you can improve upon it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, this script again is a guideline. You don't have to mug up everything and
Mm,
say exactly what is written. You can add few things here and there. The only thing I would like to correct here is don't give them too many options for counter questions. So,
right.
like you said about COPA, and you have faced challenges. My
Yeah,
next immediate question would be, what sort of COPA challenges you have faced?
right.
Right?
Okay. Okay.
So, or you can, if you are in control, let's say new asset accounting is your favorite area and you have a very good knowledge about it. So
Yeah.
then you can poke those areas and you can mention, I have faced challenges on new asset account configuration where client has such and such requirement, right? So
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
what you can do, right? Then they might ask you counter question, which is your favorite subject,
Yeah.
right? Where
I'm
so you are driving the interviewer to take you to the direction where you want to go. But
exactly.
if you do other way around, you will be trapped, right? So that's
Yeah.
what we have to bear in mind.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam, for the suggestion. Yeah.
No problem. So yeah, so introduction part, I don't want to add anything. The script is self-explanatory, right? We are talking about all the bells and whistles. What was your role in? We are briefly mentioning to end-to-end life cycle, and what you are doing in the end-to-end life cycle is like from here. My responsibilities were to gather the requirement by organizing workshop with different finance stakeholders, then end-to-end done as is to be analysis, gap analysis, writing functional specs, configuration, testing, training, cutover activity, right? So you know the SF methodology and step. I'm sure Jay must have covered those things when you have joined the training, right? These are the things which we cover on first 2-3 sessions.
Sorry, Sam, can I interrupt you for a while? Like, if I don't want to mention COPA, should I not be mentioning it in my CV again then?
You can mention as a one bullet point, but you should not. You should refrain from mentioning those
Okay,
things
yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, I got you right.
unless they ask you.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, Sam. Thank you.
And Sam, in this we need to be specific of only SAP, or like if you give a if you have good number of experience, should we say this much in SAP or this much? Or...
If that role is specific to SAP, the other information you can give, but it should be a one-line information because that information is not relevant to this role. And
Mhm.
the only advantage of you can give that impression that you have an overall good knowledge of IT industry. Right?
Mhm.
If you say I have got 5 years or 10 years of experience in Oracle, right?
Mhm.
So the indication you are giving to the recruiter is yes, he has worked in IT, so he knows ins and out of IT and procedures and everything. Right?
Mhm.
But it is not relevant to the job description, right? So keep it nice and brief, right? It should not be done in an elaborate manner.
Okay, so I can say that I have around 19, 20 years of experience. And last 5 years I am into SAP, where I'm working very much on this implementation and support kind of role.
Yeah, and
And
you can see that I have because you can see that I have worked with a client who are using multiple ERP. So I have worked
yeah.
on the integration
So I
part
can
of
say
it.
I'm into ERP from last 18, 19 years, and last 5 years specifically I'm working on SAP as a FICO consultant, working
Yes,
on implementation and support kind of roles.
yes, you can say that.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Shall we move to the next one? What was your role on SAP implementation? So who would like to attempt this question? Volunteers. If you do good or bad or worse, don't worry about it. Start attempting. That's the whole idea. Who would like to go for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so regarding implementation, so I was part of this implementation which we had recently. So I was methodology which was using was ASAP, and I was involved starting from scratch where we are doing requirement gathering to be as is kind of and working on very much on the workshops. So we have multiple workshops where we were gathering the requirements, going through that processes. And the modules which very much I was involved was account payables, account receivables, central finance, purchasing, and there was a multiple interactions with different domains, leads, and I was part of that. And so blueprint was the one which was the outcome of all the interactions, where we just jotted down what all processes are going to happen. It which was very much a 2B kind of thing. And yeah,
Right.
and
Right.
the activity which was involved was starting from testing, configuration testing, and finally, after acceptance by user, we went to a go live. So that was a kind of processes and methodology which was involved.
Right. Right. Right.
Uh,
So on the
sorry,
implement, yeah, go on.
sorry. So do we need, in this question, do we need to explain the implementation stepwise, like discovery and all those things? Will that be all right if we explain it stepwise?
See, the idea is what if you put yourself on recruiter shoes,
Mm-hmm.
what they are trying to get out of you is what are your deliverables,
Yeah.
right? So you don't want to portray that you have only knowledge of configuration,
Yeah.
right? You are capable enough to engage with the stakeholders in schedule a workshop. You can do some write-ups as well, right? Documenting as is to be, or doing gap analysis, right? For gaps, you have to write functional specifications. So you know how to write functional specification, right? Then you know how to do the configuration. Then you are facilitating user acceptance testing. You are doing unit testing as well. You are facilitating user acceptance testing, right? You were involved on user training as well, like training the super user, right?
Mhm.
You have done the cutover activity on data migration and all those things. So you are giving an overall impression to the recruiters that you know this set of activities, these things you have worked on, and you can deliver those things.
Okay. You mean to say we have to speak more on process rather than speaking more on the documents that we created? I thought we have to, when they ask what are the deliverables that you gave. So I thought it has to be blueprint, part of blueprint, project charter, functional specification, and gap analysis
Yeah,
and all.
that this documentation is part of deliverables, but that's not the only thing.
Yeah, the
Yes,
process is to be mentioned.
yes, yes.
And I was asked this question in one of the interviews, Sam, like when we do the gap analysis, right?
Mhm.
So what was the workaround for the gap?
Right.
So how do you,
When did you face that interview?
long back actually,
Is it a
not,
SAP interview?
yeah. Long back. So like they were asking like, okay, I told them that, okay, there was a
What
2B
is the
project.
workaround for gap analysis means? See, so the client is saying that in whatever software they were using, JD Edward or anything, they used to do so and so thing, right?
Yeah.
But in SAP, that functionality is not available as a standard functionality,
Exactly. Yeah.
right?
So that is the gap. Yeah.
So that is a gap. For
Hmm.
gap, what we do as a functional consultant, we prepare a functional specification document, right? Understanding the requirement, then we liaise with the developer. Whatever the configuration work requires to be done, it will be done by us. Whatever the development work needs to be done, will be done by an ABAPer, right? And yes, so this is how it works. But when it says that what are the alternatives, right, for gaps, then the ideal way is to suggest any similar functionalities which is close to that requirement,
Right.
right? So we can say that it is not doing exactly what you're looking for, but there is a functionality available which is kind of close to what you're looking for.
So
Right?
do we have to be
So
supported?
first thing first, we have to recommend the standard available option, which might not be 100%, but we can say that it is meeting your 80 to 90% requirement. So use this standard functionality, which we can enhance later on. Right? So that's what we try to convince. But if they are adamant, then obviously we have to go down to the development route.
Development route. Okay.
Yeah. Which means you have to write a functional specification.
So do we have to support it with an example?
Not at this point, but yeah, they can ask you about the example. Yeah. What kind of gap analysis, what kind of functional specification document you have written.
It's hard for us to.
No, you can use this.
Yeah, if you can guide us, like what can we
You
present in that?
can use this.
Business ad requirement to general. Okay.
So this was the requirement for which you have written a functional specification.
Okay. Which was a gap, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
not,
thank
see, in an implementation perspective, it is a gap. But if they have already have SAP implemented 5 years ago and now they are looking for this, which means it's an enhancement or a
Enhancement.
CR, change request.
Yeah. Okay, Sam, yeah.
And what's the name of the document to when you capture as this kind of thing? SAP.
That is called as is to be analysis only.
As is to be analysis. Okay.
Yeah.
And based on that, you prepare blueprint and then gap analysis.
Yeah, for gaps, you have to write functional specs.
So, and based on that, a mapper writes a technical document.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right.
Exactly. Now, from first to 8 questions, any doubts on specific question which I can address? Because if we run it all one by one, this session will run for at least 2 hours. So I'm conscious of time. I have an appointment in next 15-20 minutes. So I would like to run through the question which is not clear out of 1 to 8.
Sorry, Sam, question 6, which says, what is your understanding about chain management and transport management?
Mhm.
So rest is fine. Just want to find out that it says we make changes in the development system and perform unit testing.
Mhm.
Who does we will do the unit testing, right? The consultants.
Yes.
And it's done in the development server, right?
Yes. Yes. See,
And
it's quite simple in a sense that if you have if you are inviting 20-30 guests in your house for dinner and you are being a chef, the first thing you do when you are cooking, you will test it yourself, right? And you will approve it yourself that okay, my food is fine. But then you will have a doubt that my approval is good enough for myself, right? So you want to know from the other family members, maybe you might have 3-4 guys in your family. So you ask either your husband or kids to come and test it for you, right? So
yeah.
that is UAT, right? User acceptance testing.
Yeah.
So unit testing is you are testing yourself. So that's you will do it in the kitchen itself. So where you have developed it, right? So similar thing here. So whatever you have developed or configured in development environment, you can have multiple clients. So let's say your client 100, which is your gold client, where you do all the development. So in the same development environment, the company might have client 110, which is your testing environment. Still, it is a development environment, but this is what you use for unit testing only. You don't configure anything on client 110. You only configure things on client 100. But 110, you are using it just for the unit testing purpose. Right?
Okay.
So we move our changes to client 110 and then we will test it. Once we are happy, we create 3 forms: transport request form, unit test plan, and backout plan. In transport request form, we will have all the screenshots of what we have configured along with the menu path plus what the client has requested, right? And then your transport request number. Whatever you configure, it will generate transport request number, which you will add into the transport request form. In unit test plan, you will have the details like what sort of testing steps needs to be followed, right? Unit testing plan stroke user acceptance test plan, where you will highlight how the user can create a test data and how they can perform the testing, right?
Okay. So
What is backup plan?
say for instance, I'll tell you, I have asked you to create a new payment method which is associated with a particular bank, right? So that's what you have configured in the system. Now, in order to test it, you need a data. So you might think that, okay, I might use an existing vendor or I might create a new vendor for the same. Let's say you have created a new vendor, but can you use that payment method and run the payment run? No, because that vendor needs to have some open item. So then you have to create an invoice in the test environment. So you are creating a vendor, you are posting an invoice which is backdated. The invoice should be due so that you can you can do the payment run, right? So this is a set of test data you have to create and you have to inform the user that these steps they need to follow.
Okay. So as you mentioned, then the sandbox will be a user acceptance test, right? Sandbox client.
No. It's a QA
Sorry.
environment. QA, right? Quality environment. Development is for development. Quality environment. See, it's written.
Yeah, so like if we take the example of the food, right? So in the development server, we are going to do only the unit testing. And why is sandbox and data changed use then?
See, this is your gold client, configuration client. These
Okay,
can be used for testing, for unit testing, right? You can
okay,
have n number of development client for different reasons. So we used to have one specific client for FICO related changes, and HR was using different development client, right? So all you have to remember is there is a one gold client where you do all your configuration. In many companies, the same client they are using for unit testing,
okay.
right?
Hmm.
Then the quality, this is where you do your UAT,
Okay, yeah,
where you ask user to come, log in and test it for you.
yeah,
Once they are happy, you will have a weekly CAB or SAM meeting, change advisory board or SAP approval meeting, where you have to represent being an SAP FICO consultant, right? Uh, Usually that meeting lasts for 45 minutes to an hour, where everybody is presenting their changes, saying that this request has been logged as a ticket by so and so user, where they are looking for this particular change, and I have made this configuration change. The entire panel, they are waiting to listen that the UAT has been successful, right? Because what you are going to tell the entire panel, they don't know much about your particular area, right? So you know the technical side of things, they might have very little knowledge about it. So the word they want to hear in those meetings is the UAT has been carried out successfully, right? And it's been signed off by the user, so that you can move the changes to the production environment.
yeah. And it also says that we have to release the transport request. Yeah. So are we authorized to release the transport request, or we need a technical person?
In some companies, yes. In other companies, the basis guy will do it for you, right?
Okay,
So
okay,
I'll tell you, if I'm moving change from 100 to 110, all I have to do is go to client 110 and run T code SCC1, right?
okay. Mhm.
SCC1. But if I'm moving the change from 100 to 210, 1 second, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming. Hello. Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you were at the point that, yeah, if you want to transfer from
yeah,
development server 100
yeah. To
to 10, I guess.
quality server,
Yeah,
first thing I have to do is to release the transport via T code SE10.
AC10, yeah.
So once I have released the transport via SE10, then I don't need SCC1. I will use T code STMS.
Okay.
So there
Yeah.
are two kind of transport requests: customizing and workbench.
Yeah, yeah.
Customizing transports, you have to manually within the development client via SCC1. But workbench transport, which are development transport, an ABAPer has done any code changes, they do not require SCC1. Workbench are automatically moved in all development clients. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Right. So if an ABAPer has made a code changes, whatever code changes he or she is making, the transport request is the workbench transport. So workbench transport does not require SCC1 if they have to move from 100 to 100. All the customizing transport, they require to be moved via SCC1. Right?
Okay.
Same procedure needs to be followed for both workbench and customizing transport. It has to be released first via SC10, then we can move it to the quality server. Right? So
Okay.
that's the process. Any further question on 1 to 8?
Question 4, please, Sam.
Okay, what are the challenges you have faced during implementation? Right? This is a very gray area. You can have any sort of examples, right? But it can become a honey trap for you. So it is more to be very generic. It's good to be very generic while answering this question. So the example which we use is I came across many challenges while working on implementation project. One of which when client have changed the requirement during configuration testing phase. And many times client does that, right? So until and unless they see things working themselves, right, they won't know exactly because what they have thought was hypothetical. Now, and to accommodate that change without affecting the go live date was the biggest challenge, where I have to make changes on configuration, write functional specification. So the indication you are giving is you can perform under pressure as well and meet the deadline, right? So this, yeah, so that's the challenge you have faced and you overcome that challenge, right? If you use any specific technical example, then you might get counter questions from that answer itself, right? So you will dig your own, what do you call it? I
Grave.
can't, yeah, grave. I was trying to find
No,
the right word for it, right? So don't go down to that direction. Be more generic. With this example, right? You will hardly see they will ask you counter questions, or if they will ask you, they will. It will be somewhat project related, not technical questions, right? The another challenge
Try
would
not
be.
to give an example.
Sorry.
So try not to give any example in this.
I am
Like
not
what
able.
act?
Your voice is breaking. I'm sorry.
So we shouldn't actually give any example. Like, will the interviewer, if they ask, like, what are the issues that you have faced?
No, that is
Then,
a different question. The issues are there, right? They are mentioning the word challenges. Issues and challenges
yeah.
are different things. Issues are tickets, right? As a support consultant, you get issues. The issues are logged on service management tool. If they are following ITIL methodology or not following ITIL methodology, they will have that ticketing software, whether it is ServiceNow, Richmond, Remedy, right? They use different software. So whatever issues those finance users will have, they will log it on the ticketing software, and you are working on those tickets. So we have about 22 documented tickets, right? So you can use that example from that ticket as well. But ticket can't be a challenge, right? This is your if I'm a driver, my role is to drive a bus, right? And if they ask me what are the challenges you have faced, right? So my driving skills or my day-to-day job cannot be my challenge, right? that is understood that you can fix issues, right? A specific challenge, and what we are being specific is on in the implementation, right? So implementation. So this example is more ideal. The second example which we have is another challenge would be to train the user where they are not willing to adopt. So these are the common problem in the organization, right? I am working in accounts payable. I have been paid X amount of salary since last 5, 10 years, right? And I don't want to change. I know my screens. I know the system. Now all of a sudden I have to learn the new system, right? So they are not willing to learn. They will not cooperate you, right? So that's a very common challenge. Right? So another challenge would be to train users where they are not willing to adopt to the change. So liaising with end user and making training as user friendly as possible via using multimedia enabled training manuals, creating e-learning courses with rich interactions, audio, video, knowledge checks and assessments, right? So you can give an indication that this challenge you met and you managed to mitigate that challenge. So it is better not to mention anything technical.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Sam, do we need to know more about ITIL methodology? Because I don't have any information on this. Or can we use Jira, Zentek, or Quintana instead of that?
Yeah, you can use Jira as well. ITIL is more common nowadays. So
Okay.
you can invest your 2 hours doing research on ITIL. You can go to Guru 99 or wherever you would like to research. Have a read and make your own summary, maybe on 7, 8 lines.
Okay.
If at all if you have to explain, if they ask you like, what do you know about ITIL methodology?
Okay.
ASAP, this HANA has a different methodology, more agile framework
Could be, it
for
depends
HANA.
upon, see, HANA is a system, right? It's up to the organization what they want to follow.
Okay.
Right? Now, any more question from 1 to 8 which is not clear?
So what I understand, we need to build generic until unless they ask us what are your challenges, what was your issues. So questions need to be generic.
So they will ask you specifically about issues, what kind of issues you have resolved. In that, use these examples. At least 3 out of 22, read all of them, but 3 out of 22 should be on the tip of your tongue, right? So that you should be able to explain that yes, and the way you should explain is there was while my association with XYZ company as a SAP FICO consultant, I was working there as a second line support. The ticket has been raised on ServiceNow by accounts payable user where they are trying to make a payment to a vendor, but the payment was not going through. Right? So I took the ownership of that ticket and I started looking into that. I checked the payment run log and I came across that the configuration was missing uh, because that vendor has a foreign bank account, and in the configuration the foreign business partner checkbox was not ticked on FBZP configuration or house bank configuration, right? So I found that out. I have made that changes in development environment. I have done my unit testing. I have created free forms, right? Then I have asked user to come for user acceptance testing. They were happy with the changes which I have made. I have represented my changes to the CAB meeting, which we hold every Thursday. And once it got approved, the changes has been moved to the production environment, right? So that's how. So even while you're explaining the issue, right, the ideal way is to use the language of support management, change management, then give a brief overview about the nature of the issue. Then you start talking about what you have done to fix it, right? So that would, that would make your answer more sensible or more structured. So first thing, what I'm saying is, while my association with so and so company, the issue has been raised by accounts payable user on our ticketing software called ServiceNow, and I took an ownership, being a second line support of that ticket. So the impression you are giving is you have a good overall knowledge of support management. Then you are talking about what was the nature of the issue and what configuration change you have made. After that, you are explaining that you have done the configuration changes in development environment. Then you have done the unit testing. Then you have facilitated user acceptance testing. Here you are giving an overall example, overall indication that you have a good understanding of change management process, right? So the answer should be structured. So in one answer, you are giving your configuration knowledge. You are giving that impression that you have a good configuration knowledge. You have a good understanding of support management. You know how the change management works, right? So that's how you should answer. So we will jump on to a question beyond 8 from next sessions onward. But the idea is, what I want from each of you is start recording your answers. Give me your best shot out of this 1 to 8 questions. Right? Start recording your audios as if like you're storytelling. Give your best shot. We can always improve on that. Right? Don't think that how my answer will look like. We are here to make as many mistakes as possible so that we can correct it and we won't make the real mistakes while we are facing the actual interview. Right? Is that clear? Hello?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes.
Will do it.
Seems like half of the crowd are falling asleep. Prabhadeep, you're still there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm
Okay,
here.
good. Urushri, you falling asleep?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. Ash?
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I spoke with Gauri and Aniga, so I know. Okay. No one has fallen asleep, so which is a good sign. So
Sam, one
yeah.
more question.
Yeah. Go.
Sorry. What's the backout plan? Why do we need a backout plan in chain management request?
Anybody
Sorry.
likes to answer that question?
Yeah, I would like to answer.
Yes.
In case we go live, there's a failure because of this change and other things are impacted. So we have to write what needs to be done to back out to the original stage.
Undo, like you mean to say?
Undo. Yeah, undo.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
More layman word is undo. So you
Hmm.
have to undo that change. What steps you need to follow, and I think that's need to be very much handy because there are one is UAT acceptance. Then in production also you do some testing and you find some issues. If not, that stage could be later on 1 day, 2 day after. So you have to roll back to initial stage where the system was. What changes need to be.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Thanks,
Yeah.
Gagan. Yeah.
Changes have gone to production.
So backup plan is undo or plan B?
Undo. Not
Undo.
plan.
Plan A and B you decide before what you have to go with. You can't decide in production what A and B. So when you get a requirement, you have to decide whether you have to approach with plan A or plan B. That you discuss in workshops, and after finalizing, you go with configuration. But production, you have only one plan, either A or B.
Okay.
Correct. I agree.
Can we do backout once it has gone to production as well?
See, suppose you have made some changes, configuration, and later on user is finding some other issues because of that changes. So you have to bring your system to the original state where things are working in originally.
In a nutshell, how to remove your changes. Right? So that's what we do. So guys, I'm conscious of time. I think I'm running out of time. I'm already late. I need to go somewhere. But I hope you found this session useful. So I want a recording from all 8 questions, and I want you to start reading from question 8 until the, okay, what I expect from you, start reading from question 9. Also in the issue, I want you to at least be prepared with 2 issues and their resolution before we have our next session. So 8 recordings, right? Plus, or, go through the script and okay, the specific things I'm looking for is question number 9. So 3 project examples. What are the projects you have worked on? Right. The next is 3 enhancement examples, and then I am expecting 3 issues, not 2 issues, 3 issues. So by the time we will have the next session, you will know the 3 issues, 3 project, and 3 enhancements. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I expect from you. And also the recording of all 8 questions. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, Sam. So we are meeting week after, yeah? Not
Yeah,
next week.
every fortnight. Every
Okay.
14 days. Because I am running an alternate session. Every Sunday I have a 2 session. I'm doing it for the other lot. I'm doing it a generic mentoring session for testing as well as cloud computing as well. So yeah.
Okay.
And will you resend that PDF file in group?
Yeah, sure. I will do it in few hours. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks.
Cheers, no
Thank you,
problem.
Sam. Thank you,
Thanks.
Bye.
Sam.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Sam.
Cheers.
Goodbye.